Are you ever curious, how are people just morning people? I've always been curious, how are people just naturally able to wake up early? And then I started becoming one of those people. So I'm here to share some tips with you guys on what I've done over time to the point that I can confidently say I'm a morning person. I've learned that when I wake up before 6 a.m., I am significantly more productive throughout my day than if I were to wake up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. So I'm here to share with you guys how I've developed some of these habits over the years and basically how you can start doing it too. Number 1, create a consistent sleep schedule. This is probably the most beneficial tip you can implement in your life, and honestly, if you get this down, everything else is smooth sailing. This is probably the hardest one out of all of them, but the most effective tip. The only way to start getting in the habit of waking up early is get in the habit of going to bed early. Every age group and every individual is going to require a different amount of sleep, and I found that my sweet spot to be as emotionally and mentally and physically present throughout the day is 8 to 9 hours. And you might be thinking, how can I fit 8 to 9 hours of sleep in my schedule when I have so many other things to do throughout the day? What I did was go to bed 30 minutes earlier than I usually would. And then the next day I would add another 30 minutes earlier from the previous night. So for example, say I usually go to bed at 11, then tonight I would go to sleep at 10:30. And then the next day I would go to sleep at 10. And so on, until you figure out what's gonna work specifically for your schedule and what's gonna work for your body type to a point where you feel refreshed the next day. According to the CDC, these are the hours that different age groups require, and it's up to you how you wanna tailor it. Number 2, find your motivation. Figure out why you're doing what you're doing. Why do you wanna wake up early? Why do you wanna become a morning person? What excites you so that'll get you out of bed? For example, mine is waking up and going to the gym. And I know that if I try and hold off and going to the gym later in the day, I won't do it because I'm too exhausted from a long day at work and there's too many people later in the day. So I figured out that if I go in the morning, it's empty, I get everything I want done quickly and efficiently, and I'm genuinely excited about it. Because if you're lying to yourself about something that you're excited about and you're not, then you're just gonna stay in bed. Number 3, expose yourself to light. This is one of the easiest ones you can do, which is literally turn on the light. It's up to you if you want to wake up with the sun naturally, or some people have alarm clocks that can basically light up to help you wake up and feel like there's light if you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of sunlight. I personally just switch on the light myself. Once you're exposed to light, your brain and your eyes are adjusted to start your day. For example, if you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, me personally, I keep my eyes closed and I'm like feeling around to make sure that I'm still kind of sleeping, as if that's like preserving sleep, and I don't turn on the lights. But then once my alarm goes off, I immediately turn on the lights because I know I'm gonna be alert and I'm gonna wake up. Number 4, limit screen time before bed. I actually learned this at a young age because my mom would never let me and my brother have a TV in our room, and I see why. Because I had a TV in my room for a week and it sucked the life out of me. I would be watching until midnight, fall asleep, and then I would feel so groggy in the morning, trying to figure out, why do I feel that way? And it's because I'm exposing my eyes to blue light. Also, you stay up longer than you intended. If you're scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, it's just a time suck. But also it just strains your eyes and keeps you awake and alert instead of letting your body naturally feel tired and get yourself mentally and physically prepared to go to bed. When I limit my screen time roughly an hour to an hour and a half before I go to bed, it makes a huge difference than if I were to scroll my phone and have that as the last thing I do before closing my eyes. I also don't know if this has any real effect. I didn't go into deep research about this, but I have been retaining my dreams more when I don't have my phone as the last thing in my hand, and I haven't been able to do that in a very long time. Number 5, monitor your caffeine consumption. In college, I don't know what came over me, but I thought it was okay to drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day. I had double day workouts because of sports, and I had to get through my engineering classes. And I decided that 5 cups of coffee a day was okay, when in fact it was so detrimental to my health. I did not go to sleep. Hormones, emotions, everything were so off. Now I'm at a point where I either have 1 cup of coffee, maybe 2, depending on how long my day is gonna be. And some days I don't even have coffee at all, but I'm not even close to 5 cups of coffee anymore. I've also found that 2 p.m. is my cutoff time. So if I'm gonna have a cup of coffee, it has to be between the hours of when I wake up to 2 p.m. so that I can burn through that energy and then be able to naturally get tired and go to bed by 9 or 9:30 p.m. Number 6, take advantage of power naps. I understand there's projects and presentations, you're running errands, or you got some event you're planning, and sometimes you just need that extra sleep. I used to take so many naps in college as well, just to get me through workouts, get me through classes, and I still love them. As an adult, I don't know why only kindergartners get nap time in school, and I think everyone deserves it, but that's not always the case. So some studies say keep it within 10 to 20 minutes and you'll still feel refreshed. I personally have found that my special sweet spot is 22 minutes. I set a timer for 22 minutes and my body just knows to wake up. I'm not drained at all. Play around with different times. I would say keep it under 30 minutes because if you exceed 30 minutes, you start getting into a deeper sleep and it's way harder to wake up. And another thing to keep in mind is take naps midday instead of too close to your bedtime because it's intended to carry you throughout the day. But if you do too close to bedtime, you're not gonna be tired enough to actually go to bed. Number 7, avoid your phone when you first wake up. If your phone is your alarm and you still struggle with avoiding the social media and the notifications, then I highly recommend charging your phone somewhere else where it requires you to physically get out of bed and walk across the room or walk into a different room to turn it off. This was a challenge for me. When I was working in construction, I had to respond to emails immediately, and I got sucked into scrolling through social media, and it was just a mess every time I woke up. And even though I had a good 8 to 9 hours of sleep, I was confused why I was still feeling groggy before I even got out of bed. So I've started to press off when I first wake up because it's my alarm. And then I will immediately push it to the side and start making my bed, take a shower, brush my teeth, go through my whole morning routine, get ready for the gym, and then I'll touch my phone. There are so many different steps I take before looking at my phone because I know what a time suck it could be and also how it strains my eyes immediately when I wake up. And lastly, number 8, exercise. I'd say exercise for at least 30 minutes a day. Even 20 minutes is better than nothing. And it doesn't have to be hard. Just do something to get the blood flow to your brain, to the rest of your body. And by the end of the day, you feel ready to just go to bed and do it all over again the next day. It could be a hike, it could be a walk, you could go take a fitness class, to whatever it is. Schedule in time to have at least 20 to 30 minutes of movement. And I can tell you, being a morning person is great. I love it. I feel like I have more time in my day and I feel significantly more productive and excited to take on the day when I wake up early. So I hope you guys enjoyed these tips and help a girl out. Please like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you like these types of videos. If I could do a part 2, I'm more than happy to do so. Let me know in the comments and I'll see you guys next video.